What's going on, folks? Fight Day live chat, UFC 264, big card feels that we got coming up right now. And I'll say right off the bat, I am still more stoked for Wonderboy versus Burns than I am for Conor Poirier, but it is what it is. I won't hammer you guys with that anyway. But yeah, super excited for the card tonight. I have a quick baby shower to go to after I finish up this stream, so I'm going to be doing that, and then I got to get back. And we have the new Lock of the Night challenge starting tonight, so I got a ton of work to do in terms of setting up the new tables and just getting that going. So yeah, I'm going to be busy pretty much all the way up till the card actually starts, and then once the card starts, I'm chilling. I'm going to kick back, just watch the fight. So I'm very excited for that. Um, Shout out to everybody that's been supporting the Ultimate Weigh-In show, biggest show that we ever had yesterday. Obviously, shout out to James Krause, Nick Kalikas, Yanni the Greek. A lot of people are thinking, like, I had a couple of people hit me up and like, oh, how much did it cost to get these guys on? I'm like, these guys asked for nothing. They literally asked for nothing. They just enjoy doing it. And you know, I got lucky in terms of me and Kalikas have been pretty good friends now for, I'd say, a year and a half now, 2 years. Initially, when he followed me, I was kind of starstruck in a sense, because most people that know Nick Kalikas, the guy's been around the game for years. Like I believe he's coming up on 20 years now. Well, not 20, maybe 15 years or so in terms of handicapping and being an odds maker and stuff. So he's been around for a long time, and he has his website, the MMA Odds Breaker, or MMA Odds Breaker, I should say. And he hit me up to like get start putting up bets on his site, but I didn't feel like I was, ready, nor did I have the results um to completely be a tout, you know what I mean? Completely just sell my picks. Now, if you guys know what I do, I post all my picks on my Patreon, which is $5 a month, super cheap. But it's pretty much, if I'm on a 3 event winning streak or longer, um, I keep the picks strictly behind the Patreon page. But when I'm not on a 3 event winning streak, I as soon as I make the bet, I put it on my Patreon, and then on the Friday before the fights, on other than this morning, I actually forgot to put it up last night. I put up the bets this morning on my social medias, but I will wait for the day before the fights to kick off to actually show it to the public, so the Patreon members have a little bit more of an incentive to be over there. And again, the Patreon's not just because of my picks. I greatly appreciate all the support in terms of the amount of work I put into the content and all that stuff that I'm putting out for you guys. So I got my picks on there. We got a great Discord channel on there, and then I put out a couple articles as well. Well, the best bets and props article, and then I put out a prize picks tips thing as well for you guys. So I try to put as much content on there to justify the pricing of the $5 a month. And yeah, it's been great. The support has been phenomenal. So yeah, getting back to what why Nick reached out to me, and then after that, he called me, or we hooked up on the phone, and we talked for like 5 hours, just about random shit, MMA betting and the history of it and all that type of stuff. So we got pretty cordial at that point, and then we've been DMing every now and then. And then I hit him up. I'm like, hey, I'd love for you and Yanni to come on to this card, but I'm still looking for a third person to round it out. And he's the one that suggested Kraus, man. He's the one that did the work, because if you guys know, he actually has that MMA betting show that he does on ESPN's channel. And yeah, so that's how they're pretty cool with each other. And he goes, yeah, I'll reach out to him. I'll see if he's down. And he was down. I was surprised. He was actually at the High Rollers BJJ tournament, because Tim Elliott and Gina Mazzani were fighting or competing last night. They both got tapped. They have it up on the High Rollers BJJ YouTube page. But Gino went up against some jiu-jitsu player, and then Tim Elliott went up against Patchy Mix, Bellator contender Patchy Mix, and Mix was able to full mount guillotine him within like a minute or so. But yeah, that's what he was out there for. But he just went back to his hotel room and he's like, all right, let's do this shit. So I was happy. Obviously, it's been getting great reception, and we've just been staying in touch a little bit now. So yeah, these guys are definitely down to do it again. I don't want to keep hounding them to do it, obviously every week or every month. So you guys are going to have to wait a little bit again in terms of me bringing these guys back on and having that type of show. So Yeah, super excited. It's going to be hard to top that. It's really going to be hard to top that. I have one more name that I'm trying to like secure that I think would somewhat top that. But we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I'm very much excited for the future of the Ultimate Weigh-In Show. A lot of people are digging it. And yeah, don't expect no James Krause and Nick Kalikas next week. It's going to go back to like YouTube predictors and handicappers and stuff. But I'll do my best in terms of getting as many different minds that one, know MMA betting to a certain extent, and two, actually can make predictions. Like people are throwing out, oh, get Helwani on, get Anik on, get some of these other people on. A lot of fighters don't predict, like they don't know shit. James Cross is one of those few guys that knows his shit. So I was happy to get him on, but yeah, I'm not getting Helwani. I'm not getting Anik. They literally just don't make picks, so I can't. It will be useless to get them on this type of show. So again, I'll always try to elevate my game whenever I can, but definitely elevated it last night, and I'm definitely feeling it today, considering all the outpouring of love, and respect and positivity. So hope to keep it going. All right. As you guys know, this chat is strictly for you guys. I'm going to be with you guys for the next 55-ish minutes. 2 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to hop off because then I got to go to that baby shower. And then, yeah, all about the fights this week. And my DMs and everything have been absolutely blowing up. It's absolutely crazy. One sec, fellas. What is going on here? I'll get to the comment section in 1 second, fellas. Just give me a sec. Something that just came up that I need to quickly look into. Weird. Okay. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. My guy, Freddie Freeballing, is in the chat. I'm glad that you're here. Timothy Topher saying, great show last night. Appreciate the love, my brother. Danny K for a Connor card. It's nothing special. More hype for the co-main. I agree. Baby showers are the worst. Yeah, I'm hoping that I won't have to be there for too long. Again, it's my boy, like one of my closest friends who's expecting his first child. So I'm getting to that stage now where my boys and my friends are starting to have kids. I'll be probably having one of my first kids in the next couple of years as well too. So, but I got to go show my support. More shows like last night. Yeah, I'll try, man. It's tough. It's so tough to get these types of names to agree to come onto the show. And then again, I don't want to continuously hound them to be like, hey, you want to do it again? You want to do it again? You want to do it again? You want to do it again next week? So I gotta space it out properly enough that I'm not hounding these guys too much. Rando Weems saying the card is stacked, man. Yeah, no, I love the card. Don't get me wrong. I'm saying the card is great overall, but I'm just saying in terms of the hype level, in terms of the main event specifically. Yeah, I'll watch it. Obviously, I'm gonna watch. I'm paying for the pay-per-view and shit. I'm gonna fucking watch it. But yeah, definitely more hype for Wonderboy and Burns. Freddie Freeballing, yeah, man. Last night is only going to be topped if Flock gets Lorsanko on here. If she will legitimately make predictions, I will try to get her on here. Let's dance in the chat. What's good, my brother? Shawnee Mac, great show. I know. My guy Ben Peak in the chat. Let's go hype for tonight. Do you think Yana K props to win in the third round plus 3,200 and sub prop plus 2,300 are worth taking a shot? Man, I hope James is wrong on this fight. Yeah, that's not a bad spot, but we got to see how much that weight cut truly does affect Arena Aldana. But yeah, I don't mind that. Those are crazy odds. DXJC saying last night's show will be hard to top. Yeah, for sure. Freddie Free Ball, and if you get Larasenko, you got to do a marshmallow eating contest on air. Okay, I'll try. Mixed partial fights. What's good luck? Amazing show yesterday. I was surprised with the lineup. Sick lineup. Yeah, it was great for sure. Next fighter guest spot has to be the legend in the making, Parker Porter. That would be great. Hardy, Giles, Griffin, Pereira, easy money. I think Tuivasa wins. I think Giles wins. I think Griffin wins. I think Pereira wins. So good luck, brother. Only fights I'm excited for, not including the main event: Poirier, Hall, Thompson, Burns. There's some other good fights. Pereira Price should be fun too. Some decent fights, but Hardy his name and disappointed in Sugar Sean. Yeah, I can't wait to see the highlight that Sugar Sean puts on. A Loomis saying Pereira can't be a lock. I agree. MD lock. Trust me and sprinkle a parlay of Zalgas, O'Malley to Poirier, Griffin 300 to pay out 900. It's a lock parlay. I like all those spots. I think they all win. I'm just limiting my exposure on Zalgas. Next time you talk to Nick, can you tell him I love him? He'll know what I mean. Okay, I'll be sure to. Let's dance. Let's start with the very first early prelim fights. This ain't a breakdown stream. This is you guys give me your questions and I'm answering your questions. I ain't going. I've done the full card breakdown at least 3 times this week, 4 times this week, so I'm not doing it again. I'm sure you guys can understand. Come fucking fight day, breaking down the entire card again is the last thing that I want to do. North Forker saying playing all your picks on FD. Let's go. Good luck, brother. I hope we have a red panty night tonight. Hunter Prescott, these casual media questions Connor has been getting is ridiculous. Hype. There's no hype. Connor has proven he isn't hype. Under 2 rounds, Connor smashes this man. Yeah, the media questions last night were super fucking weird, eh? Okay. Let's get that spammer out of here. Let me just quickly skim through these so I can get to the live here. DXJC saying Ashish Tim Elliott's good, but Apache Mix is a monster. Yeah, for sure. If James told me that beforehand, I would have been like, ooh, just stay on the stream. Let's make this stream go longer so you don't have to watch that fight or that one. Radical Rosh, I feel you're underestimating Conor's submission game. Actually, if I might get stubbed, I disagree. It could happen. Don't get me wrong. It could happen. But I again, 13 years since his last submission. Griffin seems decent on top. We'll see. Freddie Freebond, come on. These Topuria versus Hall odds way off base. Hall is a wizard for a reason. Yeah, I am limiting my exposure on Topuria as well too, because Hall is definitely a tough cookie to crack. SIE Field Mountaineer saying was the last time Condit submitted somebody. Let's see if Radical Rosh actually answers that, because I know when it was. Cutter B saying Ian Parker would be cool. Ian Parker's my boy. That's my guy. We DM quite often, and yeah, I'm trying to line him up for something as well. So don't worry, he's definitely going to be on the show. BP saying Max Griffin Rose here. I sure hope so. Freddie Freeball, just get Laura Sanko on. She doesn't need to make good predictions. I'll do whatever she tells me, no matter what. Locke, you're an A-lister now. How does that feel? I'm definitely not an A-lister. One episode with fucking Kraus, Kalikas, and Yanni doesn't make me an A-lister. And Dirty River Fish saying, good to see you make the big time. Again, it's one episode. This is going to blow over by next week once we start talking about the next fight. It was great one spot, and I'm sure I'm going to see a little spike in my in all my social medias and my YouTube page and all that stuff, but then it's just going to go back to being normal. But yeah, this was definitely a good one, though. I appreciate the love. Justin Villagas saying, get Lee Martin. Sometimes gets annoying seeing your perfect mug. I will say this. I did reach out to her, so we'll see if she ends up getting back to me or not. Peachy likes Wonderboy round 3 decision. I like that as well. Wonder Bloke now. Sorry, I love it. Ben is saying my prelim parlay is Tavares, like a Hall, Ilya to not go the distance. A little questionable about that, even though I think Topuria wins inside the distance. Pereira, like it. Griffin, like it. Put 100 to win 510. Nice. Good luck, brother. Bibaviv, bet a big money parlay on Wonderboy, O'Malley. Fight doesn't go to decision. McGregor. If Poirier fight doesn't go to decision, how confident should I be? I think it should be quite confident. I like that spot. I completely agree with it. All three of those spots. Joe M saying O'Malley by decision plus 450 is what it's at. I'm surprised it's only plus 450 to be honest, because I think he absolutely starches this kid. MT Soup Can saying, did you have to pay them to be on the show? I did not. They did it pro bono. BP saying, seems like I'm on an island on Allen over Hugh. Again, it's in terms of taking that Chinese fighter narrative, don't take that. Again, every fighter is their own fighter. Every matchup is its own stylistic matchup. But I agree that the fight's close. I'm picking Hugh to win, but I'm not saying it's a lock by any means or anything like that. But yeah, I'm not hitting on anybody taking Amadovsky. Things of stuff saying I have a parlay on O'Malley, like it. Thompson, like it. Poirier, like it. To win a whopping 1K. I have a good feeling about this. Excuse me. Yeah, I like it. Hayden Shinderman saying any reason Tavares isn't a lock. There is the possibility that Akhmedov does land takedowns, does control him, and does steal 2 rounds here. That's kind of my worry with Tavares. And even James kind of hit on it too. There are times where Tavares is a little bit lackadaisical in approach, and he might just give away the fight. Yeah, I feel much more confident in Griffin and Wonderboy. Marzia Singh is 500 on Pereira a lock. I like Pereira to win, but I'm not calling him in a lock this weekend. How does Oliveira do the winner? With the winner of this one? Fuck. I think Poirier has a pretty. I think both guys have pretty good chances of beating Oliveira. To be honest. Travis Duarte, are you on Poirier locking in? My bad, I didn't catch that take. I'm picking him to win, but I'm not betting it. I have the round props sprinkled for Poirier: round 3, round 4, round 5. Downey K, Yana, like it. Griffin, like it. Tavares, like it. Thompson, like it. 805, 5,000. Yeah, I like it. Good luck, brother. I have one. I'll share this one with you guys. I have one parlay. This isn't the one. Where is it? Thompson, Topuria, Tavares, Pereira, Griffin. 985 to win, just over $8,000. John is saying Locke lost my job yesterday, but let's hit on this cash and DK. Fuck. Sorry to hear that, brother. Hopefully everything turns around for you for the better. See if I can just catch up on this chat here. Ethan Cruz is saying, "What's the burn schedule today, my guy?" After this, going over to a friend's place for a baby shower, and then when I get it back, you totally understand that I'm going to be burning my face off for the rest of the night after I get the lock and night challenge ready to go. But yeah, Go Pokes 187. You play DraftKings at all? I do. I've started to taper off a little bit since I stopped doing the show for Salvetri, but I've been doing prize picks, but my main squeeze is betting. I have to get back into DraftKings for sure because I do want to release some content for that in the very near future. Andrew Marchenko, lock. I'm trying to choose between Aldana, Duplessis, and Jaws for my single entries. DK, who'd you prefer? Out of those three, I'm actually only picking Giles to win. So, yeah, I like Giles actually. Denver Schmidt, aside from Pereira, the first that caused concern with crowd noise again. Probably O'Malley, but again, he should go in there and cruise, but nobody else really. Yes, Greg Love, reminding you guys, if you guys haven't, please do hit that like. That's definitely the best way to help me out. Freddie Freeball, does Chris Moutinho have a path to victory? I really don't see it, man. Fucking crazy. Ben Benner, I loved it. I hope it becomes every week. It's definitely not going to be every week. I'll definitely have to pay these guys if it starts becoming every week. And yeah, I can't do that right now. MMA experts in the chat, the less popular Ultimate Weigh-In show. We need UFC gambling addicts, MMA guru, and myself. The funny thing is, AJ, I've never spoken to or even know much about the other two guys, but maybe in the future we'll see. Hayden Shinderman saying gets Jack Slack on the win. I'll definitely add him to the list. I'd be surprised if you'd want to do a show like this, to be honest. PSSA is saying Condit submitted Kies 3 fights ago. Incorrect, my friend. Fave over or under plays that could be thrown in a parlay. I'll be doing probably another half an hour or so. I'll end off the stream with that over under parlay that I normally drop for you guys on the stream. So stay tuned for that one, and then maybe you can pick a couple of spots from there. D Mooney lock the day of the fight. I'm pumped. What kind of strategy do you see Connor using? Maybe go back to his karate stance a little bit more, that wide stance. Try to just replicate prime Connor, the precision shots, the Celtic cross, the just managing the distance well. That's his best way to win, I think. Masio is saying lucky late night after the event. Maybe we'll see. Things and stuff. What do you think about Megan Fox sending all three of her sons to school and dresses and makeup? I have not heard anything about that, and I'm definitely not even going to touch that. Brian Anthony in the house, and he's in Vegas, hot, hungover, and ready to go for 264. Nice. My plan is actually to go to the September pay-per-view. I'm going to be going to the September pay-per-view in Vegas. So if any of y'all are going to be in Vegas for then too, just hit me up and we'll see if we can meet up or some shit. But looking forward to that. Ben Peak, hit the like. Appreciate the work. Already thinking about locks picks next weekend. MMA card. I need to focus tonight on the bets. Exactly. It's Booty saying, looked at my parlays and nearly all of them have Wonder Boy on them. Makes me nervous. I think he wins, man. I think he'll be okay there. Landau saying, thoughts on Tavares all round betting round 3 or decision at plus 120. I like it. I think his most likely way to win the fight is decision. But yeah, round 3 is not a bad line at all either. So yeah, I would take a little bit of a shot on that. James Court has Hardy in round 1 KO. Freddie Freebond saying, Lock, if you win HGs, can you sponsor my next HG bet? We'll see. James Court saying, dudes, that baby shark shit has changed. It's just swinging by to say what up. That's all it is. Irregardless, YT saying, it's my time of the month to fade Aldana. I like it. Favorite on DK that doesn't score that well. Let me just pull up the salaries real quick. Come on. Favorites that won't score that much. Let's see. Probably Zhumagulov, Amadovsky for sure. 9,000. I'd put a little bit on like him on a couple lineups in case he gets that first round knockout. Jennifer Maya 8,800 is crazy in my opinion. Even Tavares at 8,600. I think that's a little off. Hope that helps, brother. Cade Music saying Griffin, Pereira, Tuivasa, Poirier, Thompson, Poirier. I like it all. I like it all. Dirty River Fish saying smoking a Blunsky right now, man. Fights can't come fast enough. Max win, and I'm free rolling for the night. I hope so. Dog MMA saying Lucky late night post fights with Kraus and Nick discussing Aldana versus Quinn Sky. If I could line that up, that would be fucking great. I'll see if I can pull some strings and do that, but I doubt it. But it would be great to see their commentary on the fight. Freddie Freeball saying I'm Booger Beard 9.5. Greg Love asking if either of these guys beat Oliveira. Do you imagine them challenging Usman? I don't. I really don't. I think Usman's going to be too big for both of those guys. DXJC saying, glad to see Wonderboy as lock and that boys getting the strap December 2021. We'll see, man. There's so much kerfuffle and fuckery in that welterweight division that I don't even know if Wonderboy's next fight would be for the title. So we'll see. Hayden Shinderman, do you like the under 2.5 in the Wonderboy Burns fight? I don't mind it. I am actually picking Wonderboy to win, but I think it's going to come later in the fight, and that the extra 2.5 minutes in for the under 2.5 might come into play here. So it would be better to maybe take the fight doesn't go to decision. I'd feel much more comfortable than that. James Court, how do you think the Hall fight ends? I think Poirier finds the button eventually and gets a TKO after capitalizing on one of Hall's crazy spinning attacks. Vinny G saying, I really like Rivera today. Well, I like the odds. I definitely like the decision prop too. Tavares is very unbettable. Favorite DFS plays. Haven't made any lineups myself today, but you got to believe that Sean O'Malley is going to completely, be worthy of that 9,500 price tag, especially if he just mops the floor in that first round. I like Max Griffin at 8,700 takedowns, control time. Wonderboy Thompson, again, I think he gets a finish later in the fight. You got to have Connor or Poirier on some of your lineups, considering that fight is probably finishing inside the distance, and we're going to get some good points off of that. That's really about it. I would put Jerome Rivera in a couple of lineups just in case. Output, possible decision win, and upset. Travis Duarte saying Thompson by KO plus 300. I like it. I did take a shot on that on my own. DHJC, think the under 2.5 on Yana versus Irene plus 250 worth looking at. I'd rather just. I think the only person that finishes in that fight is Irene. And I'd rather just take Aldana by KO than the under 2.5. I think Yana just grinds her out. Lethal Latin, Hardy have a chance in training with Rashad Evans. He's been with Rashad for the past couple fights now, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not like it's anything new. Freddie Feeball, what kind of seats you going for? I definitely want to do lower bowl. I'm not sure if I'd do floor. I would do lower bowl probably. John Smith, Poirier plus Gilbert Burns to win. Gilbert is the lock of the night for me. Gilbert is a different breed. He's too fast for Wonderboy, and the body shots will neutralize WB plus takedowns for all day for Burns. I think you might be overestimating what you're going to be getting from Gilbert Burns, but he's a good fighter. If he can land takedowns, I'll be kind of surprised. If he lands takedowns consistently. Give me a lock other than Thompson and Max. How many locks you want, bro? How many locks you want? The only other guys that I feel comfortable with, like money line wise, is Pereira, but again, that's a little bit iffy. There's a big drop off from Thompson and Griffin for me, to be honest. To Poirier, Pereira, those two guys, and Tavares, I feel are the other three that I feel comfortable about. Musman saying Tuivasa Hardy. I like Tuivasa. I think he'll break Hardy and eventually finish him. Fam, what do you think Poirier game plan will be? I think it's gonna be let's survive those first two rounds and then let's start getting the game going in that third round. Maybe some takedowns here and there. Maybe he'll try to like flash the leg kick out there every now and then, just try to keep Poirier or Connor on his toes. Yeah, just weather that storm at first and then start to take over. John Smith saying Usman's a superior boxer to Wonderboy. because of a couple different factors. Burns almost finished him. He did not almost finish him. That first round, that first uh that first exchange was not as bad as people are making it out to be. Usman was all there. He was all good. Usman might be a better boxer, you are correct, but Wonderboy, I think, is an overall better striker, who's able to set traps, great movement. Yeah. Greg Love saying, "Can Connor win if the fight goes past 2 rounds?" Not likely, right? He could still probably find the finish, maybe in the third, maybe the fourth. Like, he still has some crazy power, but I think the likelihood of that is lower than Poirier winning later the fight goes. AA saying, "Please reassure me Griffin doesn't lose a split decision." Again, my level of confidence in terms of his striking and the striking matchup between these two guys has only grown over the last little while. Like, I was confident that I was going to be somewhat competitive and that he wouldn't be completely blown out of the water on the feet. But seeing the amount of people that are also confident in Griffin's ability to keep the stand up competitive and even have the possibility to win some exchanges gives me even more confidence. But again, if he just strikes, I'd be a little bit pissed off. I want to see him go for takedowns, shoot for takedowns, land a couple of takedowns, and force the clinch. Um, push him up against the cage, whatever it is. I think Griffin's got this. Brenzel, Grand Tour, you're more confident in between Pereira, Thompson, or Griffin? I'd go Thompson, Griffin, Pereira. Randall, you're greedy, brother. You're greedy. Please saying, yeah, John, people are drinking the Connor Kool-Aid. It's not going to happen. Brenz is going to submit one boy. I'd be mystified to see that, but we'll see how it goes. Mooseman, what does DOTN mean? Dog of the night. My favorite plus money play of the night. That's what my dog of the night is. Everyone hates Chris. What are your thoughts on the Hugh fight? I think Hugh wins. Just such a sloppy fight, though, between two guys that I don't think are even UFC caliber at this point in time. But I got to go with the younger guy who should seemingly make improvements. So we'll see how that one goes. JTM Sish is saying this is the first time Rivera's fighting at his weight class after a camp. Every fight he's had in the UFC has been short notice. Think he might be a line destroyer. Yeah, for sure. I don't think the first fight was on short notice. I could be wrong on that when he fought Tyson Nam. But yeah, the other ones were short notice and that not at 125. So I'm that's why I'm limiting my exposure on Zalgas. I do think that Rivera could be a parlay buster. Randall Ween saying Zuma and Jerome a good bet to go to a decision. I believe so. When Hall and Everly pulls guard, does Poirier take the bait? I think at times maybe he wants to rough him up a little bit first on the feet and then eventually go into the guard, but we'll see. Jerry's saying, what if by some miraculous miracle Moutinho wins against Shaw and the world would explode? Absolutely. Absolutely. House of Guards saying Burns almost finished Usman is like saying Stipe almost finished Ngannou. I agree. Adam Max saying Condit is a stud. Absolutely. I just think he's outmatched in this fight, to be honest. All good. He was almost killed by Burns. Decided to lay on his back. That gave Usman time to recover. What do you mean lay on his back? He didn't lay on his back at all. Did we watch the same fight? He got hit by a nice shot that kind of put him off balance, but then for the rest of the round, he was all good. He kept his composure. He was disciplined. Never got hurt after that, and then he started to take over. There was not one point in that fight that Usman was on his back. The crowd might cause Pereira to gas early, thinking Price can draw it out and knock him dead in round 3. I don't mind that approach. Damn, you guys are killing this show. Then again, we do have 160 plus people in here. If you haven't already, please hit that like. Definitely helps. Hello from Uzbekistan. Hello from Canada, my friend. Aim is saying, are you Hawaiian? No, I am Indo-Canadian. My parents have Indian roots, and I was born in Canada. Justin saying, I feel like Griffin has been more cocky than confident at the weigh-ins. I'd say it's more so confident. And the weigh-ins thing, like he normally does that shit where he like slashes his throat and all that type of stuff. That's just kind of him. He's a little bit of a weirdo in that sense. Uh, but yeah, I gotta believe it's confidence. Like that, if you disrespect a person's kindness and take it as weakness, you must pay. We'll see if Connor can capitalize on that. Mm. Poirier saying, do you think Oliveira can reign the lightweight division for a while, or is he one and done in title defenses? I think it depends on the matchup, but I think he could reign it for a little bit. Again, depending on the matchups, but the guy has truly become super dangerous. So, yeah, I think he could defend it a couple times. Alex is saying, my lock of the night is Price Pereira to not go to decision. What would be yours? I think that fight does go to a decision, but we'll see how it plays out. Again, I'm on Griffin and Thompson. Travis Duarte saying you should do a fight companion. Uh Not definitely not doing one tonight. I got plans for the fights tonight, but um in the future. The issue is doing a fight companion over a stream with like other people. Some people might be ahead, and like I hate spoilers even by a couple seconds. Uh if I can do something where I can get a couple guys together in the same room, then maybe. But I hate doing it over the stream. I've done it a couple times, not really been a big fan of it. DXJC Moutinho won't win. That dude actually looked like he shit himself during the ceremony and wins, looking straight shell shocked from the crowd in the moment. Jimmy, did you predict any submissions tonight? My only sub is Dustin's sub round 4. I like that. I don't think I predicted any submissions. Let me see. Just run through the card real quick. Um, yeah, I don't really see a submission otherwise. Oh, Pui is saying Burns is on his back. Yeah, you are right. You are right. Sorry. I thought you were saying that Usman was on his back. I still think Usman was all there, to be honest. John Smith saying Burns will rematch Usman. I think he's the second best welterweight. I disagree there, man. I think Colby is the second best welterweight. I think it's going to be very tough for anybody to beat Usman and Colby. And I think Usman's toughest test is Colby, as we saw in the last fight. Even going into that 5th round, braces drawn in the 4th round. Yeah, I'd be interested to see them running it back. And I actually think that Wonder Boy would give Usman more trouble than Burns would. Plus, my saying, yeah, because there aren't enough fight companions, we need more. Yeah, I like to just burn, sit back, and just fucking veg out. JT saying, any thoughts that after a camp with Rashad Hardy might look to take things to the mat? Again, he's been with Rashad for a couple fights now. So if you haven't seen it before, we're not going to see it this time. At least I don't think we will. But he's been with him for at least 2 fight camps now. Um, I bet with the GOAT. What's your best bet on the card? Safest play? I like Wonder Boy and Griffin. As long as those 2 guys win tonight, I'm going to have a crazy good night. Let's just put it that way. Freddie Freeball, how many guys can you fit in that room? Probably comfortably 3 people. That's probably about it. It's not too big of a room here. Yeah, good point from Bit. Saying Hall is your really only other sub contender. I agree. King when asking for the over under parlay. I'll be dropping that in less than 10 minutes, so stay tuned. First name, last name, saying what's your pick between Who and Amadovsky? It's going to be Who, but with no uh confidence. Usman will reign for a while. I absolutely agree. Alex Weber, Carlos Condit, always unable to speak. He sounded like shit talking to the schmo 5U Max Griffin. Like, I don't understand why people are so spam friendly. Greg Love, any chance that Wonder Boy would look for the finish more than usually, knowing that he is getting older and finishes improve chances to get a title shot? It seems like he's been a little bit more aggressive in terms of his counter striking over his last couple fights, but um, yeah, I don't think he's going to overextend himself to try to to risk losing either, though. Um, but yeah, I think this is a very winnable fight for him, especially via finish. Freddie Freeball saying, "Do you sell merch? I'm interested." I will be selling my sweater, the one that I've been wearing a couple of the streams this week. But yeah, that one I'll tweet out the link as soon as I get it. But in the next couple of days, something should be coming out regarding that. DXJC, any multi-event parlays you got closing out on this card? Nothing closing out on this card, but I do have them starting up on this card. Charlie Nunn saying Alfred parlay of the night. O'Malley round one, Griffin decision, Couldn't Sky decision plus 1300. I like it. Dat dude, so who would be your top two live dogs? I'm playing two dogs. I like Jessica I and Yana Kunitskaya. Pui is saying, do you think Jones ever fights Francis? I don't think that fight ends up happening, man. And I hate to say that, but I don't think it does. Justin T, why are some talking to Ivasari to go to a decision? Has anybody watched any of Ari's fights? He gasses after 7.5 minutes, confused by that. What I think most people are expecting him to come out there and have that Ben Sisoli approach where like he just sticks and moves, doesn't put too much power into his shots, and is able to maintain his cardio over 15 minutes compared to trying to finish a guy like Marcin Tybura and just gasses and then eventually gets finished. So I think his game plan, or what most people are thinking he's going to do, is just stick and move, and he should be fine. But I think he's going to be met with resistance by Tuivasa that he's not going to be able to handle. Bit is saying, can Aldana knock Kunitskaya out? I do think so. Michael is saying Griffin has any chance of getting his first sub against Condit. I'd be surprised, man. I'd say that's like the least likely outcome. I'd be surprised. Urban Men of NJ, what's the chance of Ryan Hall submission? Not too bad, especially if Poirier wants to mix in the grappling like he said he was. But personally, I'm not playing that. Kevin Holland asking Duplessis, Trevin Jaws. I like Jaws. No real confidence there. AA, how do you see Ty winning by? Probably second or third round KO. I'm certain Hardy will win the first round, but I think after that he's going to start meeting that resistance. Kevin Holland, I know. Everybody's laughing at the Jessica I pick, but there's no way she should be a plus 165 dog to Jennifer Maia. Absolutely not. It's going to be a close fight. It's going to look like a pick 'em odds by the end of the fight, and I'll be happy with my plus 165. Freddie Freebond, as soon as you can sell Lock and I'm splurging with all my girlfriend's money. I like it. Um, I think Giles is going to win by decision, but again, my feel for that fight is not the highest. Michael is saying he's taking Ty on the live bet after round one. I would agree. Jeffrey, as a Canadian, do you think your Jays come back against my Rays today? I don't know, brother. I don't follow baseball that much. I tell guys that bet on baseball, but I know nothing about baseball, so I apologize. We have about 4 hours until the fight start. Jeffrey saying, "Do you think I by decision is a way to go with better plus money?" I'd be surprised if she finishes Jennifer Maia, to be honest. So yeah, you can go ahead and get a little greedy and take I by decision. Mixed martial arts. Would you ever be down to do some MMA commentary for a lower organization just to try it out? Nah. That's not my cup of tea. That's not really what I want to do. I have no interest in that. Like even people are hitting me up, especially after last night's show. They're like, "Would you be interested in doing like, is your goal to be on ESPN or some shit like that?" That's not my goal. My goal is to be independent. Like what Ariel has right now in terms of working for all these different types of outlets, that would be cool. But again, I would want everything under my own reign. Like I want to be my own boss to as much as I can. Like I want to, you know, run my shit. I want to have my own sponsors. I want to do all that. I want to do me. But with that said, like if there is an opportunity that comes by with, one of these bigger outlets, I would consider it depending on the type of freedom they give me. Um, but strictly for the fact of building my brand and getting my name out there a little bit more so that I have even more leverage once things get a little bit bigger in the future. So yeah, commentary though, that I don't want to do that. Scout Vetter, any chance I could win a round off of Valentina? Well, we've already seen that fight, and definitely not. But again, it's the way that Jennifer Maia won that round, though, right? She reversed the takedown, got the takedown, and stayed on top. And that might be more of a concern of what Valentina has to offer off of her back compared to, if Jennifer Maia went out there and outstruck Valentina for an entire round and won it that way, I'd be a lot more impressed. But it seemed like Valentina had some issues in terms of trying to get off of her back. Um, yeah, Andrew Marchenko letting everybody know that Evans has already been in his corner a couple times. Yeah, Hardy left American Top Team and just has been with Rashad for the last little while. Or so you got a list of over/under plays like the one you hit big on last weekend. I'll do it as soon as I catch up to this live chat right here. Oh, AJ, where's lol? This guy? Don't worry about it. He's been whenever come on. Well, what are you doing on the stream then? Peace out, bruh. Again, don't care if they do come calling or not. That's not what I'm trying to get to. But Jesus, don't have to be such a dick about it. Alex Weber should try to do fighter interviews mixed with a fight breakdown show, like with James Cross. Sure, there's other fighters that want to talk about betting. There are, but they're just not as good with it, right? But again, I'm not. I don't want to do interviews either. I just want to have people on my panel break down fights. That's about it. That's not my That's not my cup of tea. Mixed martial arts. How do you guys forget the golden rule when women's MMA first came to MMA? The rule was don't bet on women's fights to stay away because everyone was wrong. LOL, a random with 3-2 would somehow win. Yeah, I disagree about that. My track record actually shows that I'm pretty damn good with women's MMA. O'Malley bettors are in for a surprise tonight. We shall see about that. Man, locked that show last night. This is Angela Montgomery. Shout out to Angela, one of my first ever supporters. Show was so fun having James and the crew. Jesus, talk about insight. Keep up the great work. Keep those networks open. You're definitely growing the right way. Keep moving forward. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, Freddie Freebond, let's get you fucked up then. I am more confident in Tavares than I am in Pereira. SD Crusader dropping facts out here. Over 170 people watching and just 50 likes. What the hell, guys? Come on. Show some support. Least you guys can do is hit that like. Brett Z saying Eddie Alvarez is great at picking fights. Interesting. I didn't know that. I'll be sure to or someone Becky saying miserable dude. There has been calling you within a year. I predict again. I don't even want them to be honest. But we'll see what happens. I just don't. That's not my goal. I would love to have the platform. Urban Man in New Jersey, Nico Price can win by decision. Maybe like if he hurts him at least twice in 2 rounds, we'll see. Bit Kidon is saying you're putting out great content. The prop show with Cody's my favorite out there, and the Ultimate Win show is always insightful. Keep it coming, brother. I appreciate it, my guy. All right, let me put this over under parlay together for you guys, and then I'm gonna skip on out of here in a couple minutes. All right, this one's gonna be a tough one, I think. So, firstly, I'm gonna go Jerome Rivera and Zalgaz Sumgulov over 2.5. I'm gonna go Tavares and Akhmedov over 2.5. I Maya over 2.5. Um, Griffin Condit over 2.5. Moutinho O'Malley under 1.5. Kunitskaya Aldana over 2.5. Ooh, I think that's where I'm going to keep it at. I'm actually going to go Hu and Yao Zong over 1.5 as well. Should that be it? Yeah, I'm not really confident in the other totals. Like Price Pereira, I expect to go to a decision, but it could be absolute chaos as well. Hardy Tuivasa, I feel like that goes over 1.5, but I'm gonna sit tight on that. And then the Burns Thompson one again, I could see that finishing late in the third round, so that under 2.5 would be a little bit sketchy. And then Poirier McGregor is currently set at 2.5, but I feel sketched out about that one too. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Um, I'll go over it with you guys one more time. Rivera Zumagulov over 2.5, Tavares Akhmedov over 2.5, Jessica I, Jennifer Maia over 2.5, Max Griffin, Carlos Condit over 2.5, Moutinho O'Malley under 1.5, Kunitskaya Aldana over 2.5, Hu and Amadovsky over 1.5. I'm going to put 250 to win just about 2,800 bucks there. Let's place that shit. Whoops. Give me one sec, guys, just to confirm that again. Yeah, okay. I didn't think the bet went through, but it did. So I got plus 1149 odds on that. All right. I got about 5 minutes on here. Then I'm going to hop on out. Let's see what the chat is saying. Um, Richard Daniels saying, great show last night. Would love a pen of you, one fighter coach, one DFS guy, and one betting guy. Thanks for the great content. I'll try to keep that in mind for sure. Appreciate it. Angela Montgomery, what did you do with the money you won on that big parlay? Invest, new car, just savings? Please tell me you at least took 10K of it and put it in a smart place. Uh, I can only take out about $3,000 uh, every couple, like every week or so from the betting website that I won that from. But again, that bankroll is huge. So I am taking out 3K whenever I can and just keeping it in my bank account. So splurged a little bit, bought a couple nice pretty things, but nothing too crazy. Bankroll's looking fat nowadays though. That's always good. Shout out to my guy DJ Low in the chat. AA saying under 2.5 on Ty Hardy pays 1.71. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's not bad. Jeffrey, are you posting this on Twitter? I am not. Strictly for this channel, and then I'll post on my Patreon as well. Jamal Spencer, any thought on Ride Rainey missing weight? Will she have a better chance being heavier? I think the damage that was done to her from cutting the weight is going to be more detrimental than how being heavier is going to be positive for her, if that makes sense. I think Yana will still have success no matter what. Live bet Tuivasa after first. Live bet Dustin after first. I agree. Yes. Zach A asking which books do I use. Right now, one of the main ones that I use is Intertops, but it looks like they're slowly starting to limit me since I've won a lot of money from them since March. Since March, I've absolutely flooded or like absolutely butchered them. But so it looks like they're slowly starting to limit me. I think the most I can get on a straight play for MMA now is about $1,200. But I use Intertops, I use CoolBet as well. I use Bookmaker and Pinnacle. Those are my top four that I like to use. Scott Vetter saying how her eyes takedown defense and get up game. I think she has a decent get up game. Takedown defense is a little bit questionable, but again, Jennifer Maya is not a takedown artist. She's 2 of 4 on takedowns in six fights. She ended up on top by chance. Good reversal attempt from her against Shevchenko in that second round, but again, she's not Khabib all of a sudden. And fam, I missed it. What was the plan? How much is the cash for? Again, it was 250. I've already closed my actually no wait, sorry, I have it open here. I'll spit it for you guys one more time, but it was 250 to win 2,800. Zhumagulov over 2.5, Akhmedov over 2.5, Maya over 2.5, Condit over 2.5, O'Malley under 1.5, Aldana over 2.5, and Amadovsky over 1.5. There you go. Mike Lowry was saying, how much was the big parlay? I think the one that Angelo was talking about was the 500 to win 800 or $18,000. That one cashed last week or 2 weeks ago. Right, buddy asking Zalgas decision. I like it. Tavares decision, like it. Poirier, like it. O'Malley KO, like it. Thompson, like it. McGregor, Poirier doesn't go to decision. I like it. That looks like a winning ticket to me, brother. All right. It is 2 o'clock, which means I am out of this bitch. Appreciate everybody checking out the stream. Ugh. Hit that like if you guys haven't already. Good luck on your bets tonight. No promises, but I'll try to do a Locky late night tonight, just considering how big of a card it was. And I'm sure people just want to talk about it. So I might do a Locky late night tonight. No promises. Appreciate you guys checking it all out. Check out the Ultimate Weigh-In Show if you haven't already. Biggest show that I've ever done easily. My 100th episode was great when I had all these different handicappers come on, and then had Helwani on the back end of it. But I think this episode definitely tops it, considering it's a banger. That's for sure. All right. Good luck, everybody. Fights kick off in 4 hours. I'll be gone for a bit, and then I'm going to be coming back and getting the Lock and Night Challenge ready to go. And then I'm blazing my face off and watching the fights for the rest of the night. All right. Take care, guys. Good luck.